Hey guys, so breakdown time for LF Bardock has finally arrived here. So here he is, sort of like in the middle of the pack of all the legendary Finnish characters, Legends Limited characters. Here, let's pull him up. Also want to, oh boy. Yeah, DBZ Space having a little bit of an issue tonight. Let's go also pull up while this waiting for this to load. Let's pull up the extreme characters. We have Fasha and Tora. Also kind of in the middle of the pack of these like upper class of extreme characters. So we'll pull them up as well. Looks like this should load now. And I'm also going to pull up Android 21, who is actually getting her Zenkai tonight. I was not expecting her to be getting hers tonight. I was expecting to get her Zenkai next week, but it looks like it is tonight. So we are definitely about to get a ton of content tonight. I guess we'll go back to this when it's letting me load it. Yeah, we'll go back to that later. All right, so we'll start with Bardock here. I'm going to be comparing him to Kid Buu. Kid Buu is a character that has pretty much been out for a full calendar year at this point. He is a range type Legends Limited unit, same exact thing as Bardock, you know, range type Legends Limited character. Let's go and pump him up to 14 stars. So Kid Buu, 242,000 strike, 259,000 blast. Bardock is at 248,000 strike, and then 248,000 blast. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys this right now. These stats are not impressive. These straight up, these stats are not impressive for me. As a 2020, the first 2022 Legends Limited character, stats are not great, honestly. Defenses are fine, right? I mean, they're nothing special, honestly. If we go back to like the last Legends Limited character release, like Goku and Vegeta, I'm even gonna pull up Trunks. Like, let's just pull Trunks up here. Oh, great. Well, is this loading yet? No. Oh, it actually did load. Okay, so we'll put her, get her ready for later. Yeah, I guess we'll just wait on that. But these stats really are not that impressive. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my phone real quick, and we can take a look at some of the stuff in-game. I think taking a look at Android 21 in-game probably makes more sense, just because it's a lot easier to decipher her in-game as opposed to looking on DBZ Space, just to how DBZ Space does a lot of the Zenkai transforming characters. So let me filter her in here. But yeah, I don't think 248,000 to strike and blast tech is that great. The one thing I do like, though, is that they didn't really pigeonhole him into being a specifically blast-based unit, because his stats are so similar to each other. Like, the blast and strike stats are not that much different from each other, and I think that's actually good that they did that, because you don't have to worry about using like, only blast equipment and stuff like that. Defenses, again, are fine, but it is what it is. All right, so let's scroll down here. So main ability is, I swear I'm going to make you pay. We can get rid of Kid Buu now. So he draws the Ultimate Arts card, Revenge Assault next. Restores own health by 25%, ki by 30, okay? And then he nullifies enemy special actions activate when changing cover for 10 counts. That seems like a pretty standard ability these days for these Legends Limited characters. Then he inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% health restoration for 50 counts. Pretty good. For me, this seems like a pretty standard main ability. Nothing really too crazy going on here. I mean, health back, key back. This effect has, again, been becoming pretty common. This is a good addition, but it's not like game-breaking, so overall, decent main ability, nothing crazy. First unique ability is Solitary Avenger. Applies the following effects self when battle starts. He gets 90% damage inflicted, reduces damage received by 35%, nullifies abnormal conditions for 60 counts, cannot be cancelled. So first of all, this should be permanent. I don't know why it's only 60 counts. And this should definitely be higher than 35%, but we'll see what else he gets. The following effects occur after enemy attack is over. He gets 30% to the next art damage inflicted, cannot be stacked. Increases own arts card draw speed by 2 levels for 10 timer counts, and then he inflicts all enemies with no switching. This is a pretty powerful effect right here. Again, it just depends on you taking a hit. So if the enemy tap attacks you, this will activate. And I think the no switching thing, I mean, we've seen this with the yellow Kalen Caulifla, we've seen this with the green Yamcha. This effect can be pretty good if you know how to take advantage of this. Double card draw speed is good, and this is good as well. So honestly, this is a pretty decent part of his kit already. And then applies the following effects to self when one allied character is defeated. He nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained. That is a permanent buff that can't be cancelled. So if you're fighting against, I think the main instance this is going to be useful in is when you're fighting Goku and Vegeta, and they swap to Vegeta, because normally Vegeta would have type advantage over Bardock, but now with that activated, they will not have type advantage. But I've seen people talking about this as if like, oh, like this is the counter to Goku and Vegeta. when being type neutral against Vegeta does not mean you're countering Vegeta. Vegeta's still going to do like 80% of his health in one blue card. Like, it's instead of him getting one shot, he's doing 80% damage instead of like 100% damage. Like, it's fine, but it's not a counter to them. It's not like that. And then he gets endurance when an ally is defeated. That's definitely very powerful. But you like pretty much having to sack off a character to get that benefit is a little bit strange to me. We'll see how it plays out. Second main ability, or second unique ability, is Long Sought After Power. Applies the following effects to self every 4 timer counts when this character's on the battlefield. Okay, that actually does remind me of Kid Buu. I'm actually kind of sad that I closed out of Kid Buu here. Okay, nice, it loaded. So Kid Buu has a similar effect. Again, the following, that's literally worded the exact same way. The following effects occur every 4 timer counts while this character's on the battlefield. So what does he get? 10% damage inflicted activates 7 times. Huh. Okay. And then -1 to all arts costs activates 7 times. That's actually pretty interesting. So you need a total of 28 counts of him being on the battlefield to activate all of those cards, which actually I don't think would be that bad. So Kid Buu gets 30 ki and then inflicts this debuff. The thing with Kid Buu is he gets this in combination with the stacking card draw speed with the green card that he force draws. So I think I probably do like the Kid Buu effect better. Just getting 30 ki every 4 counts permanently is ridiculous. This guy getting a permanent stackable damage buff and arts cost reduction is pretty good too. That's actually a very interesting effect. Okay, I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. I like that design, actually. Pretty interesting. Then he knocks back enemies to long range of a cover change performed against their blast arts attacks, and then you can combo that with a blue card. The following effects occur when enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. Reduces next damage sustained by 25%. Okay. Shortens ally slip count by 2. That's good. Only activates 5 times, and reduces enemy ki by 25. So the one thing I wish they would have done differently with this unit is this 25% should have been built in somewhere else. This should not be something that activates when your enemy switches characters. This needs to be like... honestly, like, just add this to this. Maybe don't make it 25%, but make it like 15%. Maybe make him just take reduced damage by 50%, just permanently. 35. I'm telling you right now, 35% is not going to cut it in this meta. This guy is ridiculously fragile. This guy will get incinerated by Ultra Gogeta, and then like not even a combo. He'll die in 1 blue card. I'm telling you right now, he'll die in 1 blue card. This guy will die in 1 blue card for sure. From Ultra Gogeta. That's the only issue I have with this unit. Just taking a look at his unique abilities here. Let's take a look at everything else he can do here. This is Evolution Blue Vegeta, is it not? I'm pretty sure that's the same effect as Evolution Blue Vegeta. The key reduction, 30. Yeah, it's the same exact thing as Evolution Blue Vegeta. The special move is Rebellion Trigger. It deals massive impact damage. 15% of damage inflicted for 10 timer counts upon activation. Destroys all of your own cards upon activation, and then increases the damage depending on how many cards were destroyed. So you can get up to 50% extra damage if he destroys 3 cards. The 35% plus the 15%. That's actually pretty good. That's going to add up to a lot. And then the green card. Alright, let's see what this does. Power that burns with rage. Restores own health by 15% and ki by 30. Good start. Randomly draws 1 new card. Also applies the following effect if there is a defeated battle member. Randomly destroys 2 enemy cards and restores own vanishing gauge by 60%. Activates 3 times. Dude, this guy is actually very similar to Kid Buu in so many ways. This is the Kid Buu effect. Except, I don't know, why would they make Kid Buu able to do this 4 times, but then Bardock can only do it 3 times? Okay, let me just see something. How much damage reduction does Kid Buu have? 30%. This actually changes a lot. Because this guy is like literally a Kid Buu 2.0. I was comparing this guy to Future Gohan when we first saw his kit earlier today. But now that we have the full thing available to us, this guy is more similar to, I would say, to Kid Buu than Future Gohan. Dude, why is it dependent on there being a defeated battle member? I hate that. This guy could have been so good. Imagine if this was just there, Like you just activated this every single time with no condition. This is kind of irrelevant, destroying 2 cards. This, I mean, it's not irrelevant, but it's not like, I don't think this is an effect that should be dependent on you having a dead battle member. Okay, here are the things that are locked behind there being a defeated battle member. Type nullification, endurance, a Kid Buu green card effect, and then destroying cards. If all of these things were just part of his kit normally, this character would be like instant Z tier material, I think. Especially given the fact that he's yellow. And that would have been fine. I would have been fine with him being in Z tier. I mean, maybe it's possible that he's still in Z tier. Again, it's hard to really tell before you use the character, but man, I mean, again, I don't think any of this should have been locked behind there being a defeated battle member, but especially this. Really? You're going to lock that behind there being a defeated battle member? Kid Buu gets that for free. I mean, I don't know, man. It is very weird. Ultimate skill is Revenge Assault, deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects, self-spawn activation, 50% ultimate damage inflicted for 3 counts, okay. And then he gets minus 50% enemy sustained damage cut for 3 counts, and then nullifies endurance with blast armor. Okay, it's pretty standard. 50% reduced sustained damage cut effects is pretty decent. Strike and a blast with damage increase on the blast card, and we know he buffs Saiyan's blast attack and defense, and then Team Bardock HP. So it goes 30, 12, and then 35 to 13%. Okay. I mean, he does seem fine. I just there's some design flaws in here that I just wish they wouldn't do. He's so dependent on there being a defeated battle member. Guess what other Saiyan, by the way, is dependent on there being a defeated battle member? That is the best unit in the game, by far. Ultra Gogeta. So having 2 characters on your team that have that same condition means that whatever third character you have pretty much has to be the one that dies. I don't like that design, but we'll see. Maybe it's fine. Okay, this is I mean, this is what I wanted to compare the stats on. Look at these stats. Just 5 bajillion times better than Bardock too. Like, the stats are a little bit low, but that was before we knew that he can do this. So he can get 90% if you stack all the way up to the max. He's going to be at 160%. Plus he gets this as well. Yeah, I mean, I understand why they made his stats low, but we'll see. Not really a unit I can really comment on much more of until we actually use him in game, so I'll reserve judgment until then. Alright, EX Fasha, what is she? A range type extreme character, so defenses are pretty bad. I'm going to say that. Okay. Main ability is Brilliant Battle. Restores ally health by 20%, 30% of damage to battle for 20 counts. Applies a buff effect. Nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover to allied tag team Bardock. That is a new mechanic, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we've had a character that actually applies that effect to other units. So that is interesting to see. That is very powerful, and it's for 20 counts as well. Yeah, that's actually a really good unique main ability because it also increases your damage as well. I like that a lot. Eminent Skill is first unique ability, applies the following effects to self when this character is battlefield. 80% damage, 40% reduced damage received. Hey, look, she's the higher reduced damage received buff than Bardock does. And then minus 10 of blast arts cost. When this character enters the battlefield, the following effects are applied to self if a tag team Bardock other than this character is a battle member draws a green card twice, and then card draw speed. Pretty decent. I like what I'm seeing so far. Agile Technique as a second unique ability, applies the following effects to self when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanishing step. 20 keyback, 20 blast damage, and then the following effects occur when this ally switches to standby. 20 key is really nice. HP restoration for Team Bardock by 5%. This should not be. Let's make it permanent. I don't know why there's a limit on that. And then 20% of damage inflicted by allies when this character is defeated. So she kind of seems like a support character, honestly, more than a ranged unit, which is fine, because that's definitely what this team needs. But, yeah, honestly seems pretty solid. The only thing with her is her defenses are terrible. Like, 150k strike defense at 14 stars is, like, literally... and she's blue. She's going to get destroyed. Blue card is Energy Bullet. Deals major explode damage. Inflicts enemies that should be downgraded at plus 20% of blast damage received. 20 timer counts. Okay. Green card is restores 20 key, 20 blast damage, and then 100% for next special move arc to inflict enemy with paralysis. How fun. Saiyan blast attack and defense, and then Team Bardock base strike defense. So she's a Saiyan buffer, which is pretty nice. So, but good luck getting her startup because she's an EX. So, whatever. Tora is green. Looks like he is a melee style unit. Oh my god, those stats are bad. 238k to the main offensive stat. It's not like defenses are that great either. That's yikes. The main ability is Saiyan Spirit, reduces ki by 50% strike damage for 30 counts, okay. Reduces enemy ki by 50, it destroys all of your enemy's strike arts cards. It only takes 5 counts to activate this as well. Okay, interesting. Applies the following effects itself when his battle starts. He gets 80% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Hey look, he has a higher reduced damage debuff than Bardock, 40%. The following effects occur when enemy attack is, or after enemy attack is over. 10% strike damage inflicted by allies up to 30%, cannot be cancelled. Okay, so there's a supporting effect. 10% of blast damage inflicted by allied Team Bardock, up to 30%. And then 10% to allied tag Team Bardock health restoration, up to 30%. Huh. Interesting. So he's, again, sort of providing a pseudo-support effect. Do or die resistance. Shortens own subcount by 1 every time another battle member is hit with an enemy strike or blast arts attack, okay. And then applies the following effects itself when changing cover. Reduce damage by 20%, and then nullifies own unfavorable element factor for 5 counts. That is the EX Red Deborah mechanic. Where 5 counter counts activates twice. Okay. I mean, he's going to be doing a lot of damage, assuming you pop your main ability, because he's getting 80% to damage and then 50% additional strike damage. He's at 130% strike damage. But these stats are just so terrible. Like, look at this. This is his main offense. 238,000. That's like 2019 level. Blue card is Flame Bullet. Deals major explode damage. Shortens ally subcount by 2 on hit. That's good. I wish this was on activation, though. And then the green card is Torrential Key Lowered Speed. 20% next strike arts damage inflicted cannot be stacked, and then inflicts enemy with downgrade -1 arch card draw speed. That's actually pretty annoying. And then inflicts all enemies that would downgrade -30% to key recovery. Okay, and then strike and a blast. Saiyan strike attack and defense, then Team Bardock base blast attack. I think I probably like Fasha better than this Tora. This is dependent on the enemy actually attacking you, and I think this Tora, assuming you're not cover cutting with him, because if you cover cut with him, he should be fairly tanky. I mean, he has 60% reduced damage received, but realistically, he's going to be an EX. You're going to have this guy at like 2 stars, and he's going to get he's green. That's all you have. It's all you have to know. He's green. So is he really going to survive 3 hits? Probably not. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. We're going to take a look at 21 in-game here. Let me switch over. We'll switch over to the Gogeta layout. There we go. Actually, no, we'll switch over to this one so you can see my face. All right, so 21. Again, her Zenkai's coming out tonight. I'll do a showcase on her as well. Let's go ahead and pump her up again. I said this earlier, but her stats are pretty good, if you guys see this, before Zenkai Awakening. So what I expect to see here during her Zenkai Awakening is her stats are probably going to go up so much that that's probably where she's going to be getting the majority of her buff from, not her unique abilities. If you take a look at her unique abilities already, they're not like terrible. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have her pre-Zenkai stuff pulled up on my computer over here so I can compare them while I look at this. So let's go ahead and hit this button here and go back to pre-transformation and see what kind of stats we're working with here. So pre-transformation. This is pre-transformation. 270,000, 247, 178, 180. Let's go through our kit pre-transformation and see what we can see here. So, transforms into Evil 21, gradually restores own health each time count for 80 counts. That used to be 60, now it's 80. I don't really think that matters. I mean, it's long enough already. Bone Appetit is the first unique ability here. Applies the following effects itself when this character enters the battlefield, draws a strike arts card next, restores ki by 40, and then gets 40% strike damage for 15 counts. So previously she restored 30 ki, now she's restoring 40 ki. Actually, I think that can make a decent difference, so I'm okay with that. Insatiable Hunger is the next unique ability here. Applies the following effects itself according to the number of timer counts elapsed from battle start. So 10 counts is 20% damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, and then 20 counts is 20% damage inflicted and -5 to strike arts cost. So this actually went from being 15 counts and 30 counts, which is good. That change is honestly fine. I'm okay with that. That's a good enough update for her. So her new unique abilities are Savage Predatory Urge, 10% to own health restoration for 10 counts upon landing a strike arts hit, reduces damage received by 10% for 10 counts every time own attack is evaded with a vanishing step. This doesn't seem the greatest, honestly. I'll turn you into candy soon enough is the final one. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield: 20% damage inflicted, and then reduces damage received by 20% for 10 counts, and 20% to key recovery. Pretty basic, but granted how good her stats are going to look here, I think it's actually fine. Let's see here. So this 20% to own key recovery for 15 counts upon activation. Yeah, that's what she always had. The blue card is deals major explode damage, 20% damage for 10 timer counts upon activation. That is the same. And then she gets damage depending on how many cards you destroy. 20, 40, and 60 is the same, so that does not change at all. Green card is Sweet Tooth. The following effects occur on hit: restores on health by 10%, and 10% damage inflicted, and reduces enemy key by 30. That is also the same. Okay, so let's go take a look at what she looks like post-transformation here. You guys ready for this? Let's see. After transformation, she... Okay, she's sitting at 324,000 strike attack. That is definitely the highest in the game, by the way. Blast is 285. Defenses are 192 and 193. Is this the highest transformed power level in the game? 1.637. I think Namagoku might be the only unit higher than this. 1.637. Let's compare her to Namagoku. Pretty sure Namagoku's higher. So she was 1.637, Namagoku is 1.664. Yeah, Namagoku's higher. How about Piccolo? Higher than 1.637? Yeah, Piccolo's higher as well. So Piccolo and Goku, I think, are still, to this day, the two highest power levels in the game post-transformation. But 21 is, like, right up there. Her strike attack is ridiculous. What was it, like 324,000? Absolutely absurd. Yeah, 324,000. This is probably why they're not going to be buffing her that much, right? So let's see. Main ability post-transformation. I don't even know if I can see this. I can't even see... I can't even see the Yeah, I can't even see the pre-Zenkai one on here. Special arts card next, which draws a green card, 20 key, reduces damage received by 20% for 30 counts, and then card draw speed. Okay. Then, I mean, what is it? Is purple androids, right? Zenkai ability? Yeah, purple androids, okay. And then she's buffing health too, so she'll be a really good bench. So, looking good so far. This, okay, she gets 50 key back now, instead of 40. And she gets 45% strike damage instead of 40. And it's for 20 counts instead of 15 counts. This is a really, really powerful unique ability. Like, this alone is going to make this character good enough, I think. 50 keyback, 45 strike attack, and drawing a strike card guaranteed, with card draw speed from her main ability. This is already good enough, honestly. Shorten zone sub count by 5 when this character switches to standby activates 3 times. Yeah, that's the same, I believe. Let me just see. Yes, it is. No. Yes, it is. Okay. And then... I'm trying to figure it. Hold on. I'm trying to compare this. Yeah, this bottom part is also the same. This one we just looked at is the same pre-transformation and post-transformation. And then this one, top portion is the same, but then they add, applies the following effects to self after transforming. Restores ki by 30, and then 20% of damage inflicted for 10 counts. Wait a second. So... Isn't she already getting 50 ki? Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 50. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 30. So she's getting 80 ki when she swaps in. Let me break this down for you guys to understand how ridiculous this character is about to be. You guys ready for this? Let's add up her damage. Okay, so we're going to start adding. So this is 45% strike attack from this one right here. Then, assuming that she's in the battlefield for 20 counts, she's getting another 40% strike attack. Actually, I guess this sort of runs out by then, huh? So within 10 counts. Within 10 counts, she's getting 45% strike attack. She's getting 65% strike attack. Then she's getting another 20, another 20. So she's getting 105% strike attack with 324,000 strike attack. Plus, she's getting 80 ki. She's drawing a strike card, and her main ability gives her card draw speed. Okay. I guess that's fine. This is the same, I believe. Let me just scroll down here. Major explode damage. So that actually goes from 20% to 25% damage inflicted for 10 counts upon activation. So that actually affects her damage also, her normal damage. And then this is 30, 50, 70. That actually, I think, does go up. Yeah, it goes from 20, 40, 60 to 30, 50, 70. So more damage on the blue card. And then this actually now restores health by 15% instead of 10% and reduces enemy ki by 40 instead of 30. This character's going to be broken. Actually, this is the first Zenkai I've seen in a really long time where I'm actually legitimately scared of this Zenkai. Which is fine, because he actually does buff a lot of teams that need the help, right? This is what I was saying in my Zenkai video. Like, Zenkai characters that actually can help teams that need it. Regen needs it. Androids need it. Girls need it. Powerful opponent, honestly, quite frankly, needs it. So the fact that this character is coming out with a Zenkai as powerful as this and buffing those tags, this is a very smart move by them, I think. So 2 thumbs up for me on this one for sure. Let's swap back over to the Chrome screen here. So the actual banner itself, the Bardock banner, has LF Cell, First Form Frieza, Full Power Frieza, and Namek Goku on it. Banner is up until the 23rd of this month. Or, sorry, wait, this is the wrong one, actually. This is not the right banner. This banner starts on February 2nd. I guess this is... So this is just a normal non-step-up version of the banner, huh? So you can do dailies on this one. Okay. Interesting. Let me find the actual step-up. Here we go. This is the step-up version. Okay, so as we know, this is double sparking rates and double the Z power, which is pretty decent. This is going to be through step 6. Yeah, so I think this is going to be the same format as the prior step-ups. Let's see here. Yeah, so 1200 Z power per unit that you're going to be pulling. I assume everything is on the bottom. Yeah, here we go. So 0.5% for Bardock makes sense, and then 0.25% for everything else. So they have Goten and Grade 8 Vegeta also back on here, which is fine. Are there any like featured sparkings? Doesn't look like it. Let me see if I scroll down a little bit. Featured sparking? Anything higher pull rate on here? Does not look like it. Oh yeah, we do have 0.2%. Kale and Caulifla, 0.2%. We have Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Red Kefla, Purple Vegeta Blue, Revival Goku, Yellow Broly, Angel Vegeta, Metal Cool Movie Goku, or Vegeta, Death Buff Vegeta, Green Goku Black, this guy, Nappa. There's actually a lot of units on here that are featured. Okay. I would probably say this is a pretty easy skip, if I'm being honest with you guys. Obviously, if you like Bardock, summon. If you're going to have fun using Bardock, then, you know, go ahead. But from purely a value standpoint, I don't personally think this banner's worth it. But it is going to be up for a while, so we can see how it goes. So this actual step-up version of the banner is going to be up until the 2nd of February. And then it's going to turn into a normal banner from that point on until the 23rd. That's interesting. Okay. And that does turn into a sparking guaranteed as well. Looks like we are getting... Oh yeah, this is, I believe, how you actually get the Purple 21 Zenkai Awakening power. It's actually not a gauntlet, it's through this event, so that'll be interesting. There is a new co-op versus First Form Frieza coming out. There is another World Challenge raid versus First Form Frieza, I assume coming out this weekend. Let's see. 21st, yeah, that's this weekend. And that's pretty much it for the new events. I mean, we're bringing back some other stuff as well. You can go ahead and Zenkai Blue 21 if you haven't done that yet. And then finally, we have a new equipment, which is this Awakened Android equipment, which is going to be able to be used on 21 and 16. So pretty limited pool here, but this is a very, very good equipment. Health restoration up to 10% is pretty okay. Base strike attack up to 16%, and you get more base strike attack up to 12%, and strike defense up to 12%. This is actually a really good equipment. You can get up to 28% base strike attack, 12% strike defense, and then 10% health restoration. Pretty solid. The Android team already has access to a lot of powerful equipment, so I don't personally think this is probably going to replace anything, but if you guys don't have access to a lot of really good Android equipments for these characters down here, this is actually a solid pickup here. So I assume this will be available through the event. It doesn't say on here, but we will see soon. But let me know down below what you guys think of Bardock, as well as Fasha, Tora, and the Zenkai Purple 21. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think 21 is the one that is going to make the biggest impact out of these characters. But Bardock definitely seems interesting. We'll see how well he does here. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.